welcome to 𝗟𝗓𝗏. My name is Rebecca Austin, and on this channel we talk about all things Kajabi, marketing, and growing your online business. Now previously we did another video on the elements of an effective offer, and that was part one, where we dove deep into the strategies and the elements that you need to consider when you're crafting your lead magnet or your offer in order to grow your list. And so if you haven't watched that video, that's part one. I'll put a link up here, somewhere up here, for you to be able to watch that video as well. And this video is part two of that particular video series, where in part one we talked about the strategies and things to consider. This video, we're going to kind of go over some of the technology inside Kajabi so that you understand all the pieces that go together when you're crafting an effective offer, lead magnet, or lead generation tool inside your website. So let's get started. Now, first of all, inside Kajabi, there are a couple different things that we're going to use on any particular lead magnet or offer type of scenario. Now, depending on your offer and how you decided to framework it is going to adjust the pieces that go into that. But if you framework that, kind of map it out for yourself to make it easier for you, then it really helps in putting the pieces together and building. Now you can go into pipelines and build it from a template inside pipeline. So if you love templates, you're more than welcome to go in there, absolutely, because Kajabi has put together some really, really good templates for you in order to assist you in kind of helping those creative juices getting flowing to understand what pieces go together. Now I do caution you, if you do use a template, to make sure that you go through every single element that Kajabi has put together for you, simply because we don't want to launch something that's live and then have lorem ipsum or some text that isn't applicable to your particular offer, and especially on the email sequences, because you don't want emails to go out to your audience that are completely not relevant or that have lorem ipsum in the text. Because if that happens, then you're more likely to have people just unsubscribe from your list, which completely defeats the whole purpose of the exercise in the first place. So I'm not anti-template myself. I just personally don't use them, simply because it's, for me, easier to start from scratch and make sure that I haven't missed anything as far as any of the calls to action or the text or the elements, that kind of thing. But if you're more comfortable using templates, then by all means do it. They're there for a reason. They're there to help you. But just make sure that you do go through and get everything customized to your specific scenario. Okay, that being said, let's jump on into Kajabi. All right, so one of the things we can do is we can go into pipelines. So like I said, if you go into new pipelines in the top corner, you'll notice that there are quite a few templates available. Now, depending on how you purchase your Kajabi, you may see some different things here. These are some of the common ones. If you have others, it may be applicable to specific templates that go with your package. But essentially, so you have some like your webinar pipeline, a free book pipeline, coaching campaigns, things like that. So like I said, if we were to pick one, it tells you exactly what elements are here. So if we look at this, we've got sales page, it has 3 emails, and then the thank you page. If we look at the webinar, this is a little more involved, as you can see, because a webinar has a registration page, has a confirmation page, then there's emails leading up to the event, and then there's emails after the event, and then there's the sales page for post-event, and then the checkout, and then if you may be adding other elements like thank you page and that kind of thing as well. So you can see, but each one of these templates, they kind of set it all up for you and have all of these pieces. If you're starting from scratch, you're just basically creating all of these pieces. You're just then putting them together through the automations and through the pipeline. And then let's just look at a sales page, for example. This is opt-in, emails, sales page, and checkout. So again, use a template if you're more comfortable with that. Or you could start with a blank template and just take those elements that we put together and then add them to your pipeline. A pipeline essentially is kind of like your organization map. It's kind of like that funnels structure so that you can see it all in one place. So let me give you an example. So if we go back to our pipelines, let me pull up this one just to kind of give you, I haven't actually launched this one yet. This is still in the works. It'll be coming soon, so stay tuned. I'm very excited about this one because there's a lot of really good content that's coming up in this one as soon as I finish a few videos. But essentially, your offer, your free offer, whatever you have chosen, if it's a webinar, it's going to be structured in Kajabi a little bit different than if you're doing a free book, or if you're doing a video series, or if you're doing a download, any of those kind of things. We want to set it up in Kajabi, typically in a pipeline, and the main elements you're going to have is your registration page or opt-in page, which includes an opt-in form where you can capture their name and email address and any other data that you want to, so we can customize our form. Then we're going to have our follow-up email sequence. So if you notice on this particular pipeline, we have our webinar registration page, which has a form in that registration page, which then also sets it to an email sequence for anyone who registers for the webinar. And then I've also, this is our email sequence, and then there's the webinar page where they actually get the contents of the webinar. And then in my case, in this particular circumstance, from the webinar, we're setting up a discovery call. So again, it depends on how you're setting this up. It might then take them to a sales page. It might take them to any number of different elements based off of what your lead magnet is. And remember what we talked about in our last video is that when you're frameworking your free offer, a really good offer should naturally build value and a desire for what your conversion offer is. So we don't want to just have an offer that's arbitrary, that doesn't make sense specifically to what you're offering next. It needs to create value, that you're giving them answers, you're giving them incredible value, but at the same time you're planting seeds inside that offer that creates more hunger for more knowledge. So a lot of times what we talk about from a basic framework is that your free offer should tell them what they need to do to solve their pain or problem, and then you sell them on the how, where it dives deeper, that it gives them the specifics and the steps and the coaching and the implementation and the transformation. So they could take the information from your free offer and they could use it to really get some incredible transformation and value, but they got to kind of figure it out on their own. And if they don't want to try and figure it out on their own, well, then they just upsell directly to your main paid offer. So it's a smooth transition. So all too often I'll see where there will be an offer that doesn't even relate to what it is they're selling. So if you are doing a coaching program and you have created a PDF document, then that free PDF document needs to then build value that leads them to want to purchase whatever it is your purchase program is. Now there are exceptions to every rule, and there are cases where you could be effective on just sign up for my newsletter, but the days of just signing up for a newsletter are kind of behind us. I'm not saying they're completely behind us. There are circumstances that can work if done effectively. But typically what we're trying to do in a free offer kind of scenario, for a list building scenario, is we're not just building our list. Because what good is a list going to do? It's not a popularity contest. We're in business for conversions. So we want to create programs that convert. And how do we get them into the conversion? By continually creating more connection, by creating a hunger for what it is that you can help them with, a hunger for the transformation, a desire for that answer that you provide in your paid version, but you're just kind of giving them a taste, a free sample in your free version. Okay, so I hope that kind of helps a little bit. So let's look at this particular one. This was a slightly different pipeline that I put together. So this is for the Digital CEO Pro Academy. This particular one then leads to a direct offer. So instead of it just being a free offer, it's a paid offer to come in for the first month of the membership at a lower price to get all of the benefits of the Pro Academy at a lower price. So that way, then that's another way that you can do that. But again, it's just giving them a taste and a hunger for more in what they would get in the full membership. So here we have then the sales page essentially, and then a welcome page, and then the offer and checkout, which then takes them into the welcome sequence. So you just want to break this down into what are the primary elements that you need in order to really build value, to facilitate the automation process inside Kajabi. So if we're looking at it from a technical standpoint, you typically are going to have your registration page or opt-in page, an opt-in form with your email sequence, some kind of confirmation thank you or welcome page. I'm a big believer in having that immediate page, and in some cases it might be what we call a delivery page. So if you're doing then an ebook or a PDF download or an MP3, now that Kajabi has the audio capability to embed audios right into a page, it might be an MP3 that you're offering as part of this free offer. So we just simply embed that in the delivery page and then direct traffic back to that page. Now the great thing about doing delivery pages, sometimes what I'll see is, well, we just send them an email with the MP3 download. What you're missing out on an email is, one, are they going to open the email? 2, emails get lost. And 3, we want to continually and quickly build connection and value. So as soon as someone hits submit, they're immediately taken to a delivery page that then has an ebook as a flip book, for example, that they can flip through the pages right there on that page, or they could listen to the audio or watch the video immediately, get that instant gratification, see those amazing content and get the value right away. It's increasing your conversion ratio right there. But the other thing is that if it's just in an email, it's kind of like a dead end. We never want to have a dead end. We always want to have the next journey, the next step in the journey. Give them the opportunity to take that next step immediately. So on a page, a delivery page, you can actually take them right there to say, love this free download, or are you enjoying this video? Click here to join the program, or click here to learn more about our mastermind, or click here to become a member, or whatever it is that you're upselling them to immediately. On things like your webinars, then you can have those timed so that Kajabi has the time feature where then you could actually have it where at the end of the webinar, now your offer pops up and they can purchase immediately. So it's just using the technology to be a little bit more strategic and let it work in your favor by simply setting up those elements that go with your goals, and then using that technology to your advantage. So that is just my quick tips. I tend to kind of go a little bit over on my time goals on these videos, but there's so much I want to share with you, and there's so much more that we can talk about. So jump on in, play around with it. If you've missed the first video, be sure to go back and watch that video, because we want to make sure that you get the introduction part where we talk about strategy of your offer, so that you're putting something together that leads together and builds desire for your conversion, your paid, so you're making money, you're being successful, you're driving traffic where you want it to go. And then start getting in there and use the templates if you want to. Start building those elements in Kajabi. If you have questions, if you need assistance, feel free to go to my website at striveforsavvy.com. We do have coaching options available, consulting if you need help with your strategy, done for you services, done with you services. I am here to help you grow your business and massively scale and reach your goals. So enjoy all of those features. If you have implemented some of the things that I've talked about here, if you've created your opt-in or your offer already from our previous video, put it in the comments below. Let me know what your offer is so that we can see what it is that you've put together based off of what we're sharing. So enjoy the process, have fun with it, jump into Kajabi. If you need Kajabi, also go to my website. We have some really special bonuses to be able to go with your subscription through my partner link. So happy growing your business. Let me know if you have any questions. We'll see you on the next video.